good people to have around.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about Donald Trump before we go, because you wrote an article about him,
Yeah.
and you said some fascinating things about television. One of them you said is that people watch TV, they don't listen to
Right.
it, which really reminded of myself. And you said people don't love who Donald Trump is, they love who he's not.
Correct.
And Hillary Clinton should be worried. Just briefly, tell me your thoughts on the Trump phenomenon.
Right, I'll break down both of those things. So the Republicans did a remarkable job for the past decade or so marketing anti-Obama. I mean, Mitch McConnell himself stood at a press conference and said the single purpose of the Republican Party is to deny President Obama any wins. So he basically said we've aligned an entire political party against someone versus for the people. That's really screwed up, right? Mm-hmm. They made this whole concept of being an insider a dirty word and an outsider the most brilliant thing in the world, that all outsiders are saviors. And they used fear as a tool for short-term gains. Well, congratulations, all the marketing worked. You now have the consummate outsider who is the consummate anti-Obamaist, who is using fear to advance his personal selfish gains, and you let the genie out of the bag. Like, congratulations, all your 10 years of marketing worked. They laid the foundations for this. That's number one. Number two, we can't neglect the power of the screen. You know, political historians often talk about the Nixon-JFK debates, which are the first televised presidential debates. And what's so interesting about them is anyone who listened to the debates on the radio thought that Nixon won. But everyone who watched them on television gave the win to Kennedy. And the famous bead of sweat that rolled down Nixon's face versus Kennedy, who was dry and confident. Right? We don't listen to presidential debates now, and politics is not played out on the radio. Politics is played out on television and morning political shows and press conferences and sound bites and YouTube and, you know, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We largely watch politics. We don't really listen to it, and we don't read it as much as we watch it. Nobody reads the transcript of the debates, right? You miss them or you watch them, right? And the people who are advancing are the ones who are the most tele-friendly. They're good looking, they're tall. Governor Kasich is a moderate. He's a fantastic governor, has remarkable success as a governor. He's got an incredible reputation as a consensus builder across party lines, and yet he's absolutely abysmal on television. And guess what's happening? He's way behind. And and at the end of the day, Americans are completely sick of all politicians. We've had ineptitude for more than a decade. The approval ratings are in the toilet for 15 years. We've seen nothing getting done. We see selfishness over selflessness. We see their own political priorities over doing good things for the country and for us. We're just sick of all politicians. And so Donald Trump, as you said, he's not popular for who he is. He's popular for who he isn't. He's not a politician. And that's it. It's not a vote for Donald Trump. It's a vote against everyone else. And they should all be ashamed of themselves. All of them, Republicans, Democrats. Now there's the other side of it, which is the question that must be raised, which is, are our politicians a reflection of us? Are our politicians a mirror raised to us? And should we be the first to throw stones, or should we accept that maybe we get the politicians we deserve? And if we want them to change, maybe we should change ourselves. Maybe we're the ones who are divisive. Maybe we're the ones who are narcissistic. Maybe we're the ones who are putting our interests ahead of the interests of everybody else. And if you look at the way that we're raising our kids or running our companies, I don't know if we can say that we're better. And so maybe instead of demanding that they change, maybe we should demand that we change and take some accountability for our own actions, and maybe then we'll get the politicians we deserve.
That is very well said. And this comes up a lot on this show. We talk about sometimes drug policy. I've had Dr. Carl Hart in here, and he has a great TED Talk said, it's called Let's Stop Abusing Drug Users. And it always comes back to our policy. You can say it's wrong, but it is a reflection on us. And I believe somehow our own self-hatred of our own desires and wants, and it's very complicated how that happens.
A narcissistic population gets narcissistic politicians.
Yeah, I know. And why do we respond to that fear in Trump? It says so much about us.
Because we use it ourselves to get work out of people. It is the predominant business philosophy of the day. Hit the goal, get the bonus, hit the goal, get the bonus, hit the goal, get the bonus, underperform, out. That is a fear-based, dopamine-based system.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media login and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.